I included this hand because I think it's one of those spots where there's a lot of different options available to make the bluff work, but one of them is clearly better than the others. The villain in this hand is an unknown player, and everything leading up to the turn is standard. Although, I wish I would have bet bigger on the flop with my top two pair, because you're getting peeled on these types of board textures almost always, so you want to be able to leverage more of your stack on the turn, collect more dead money when he folds to your turn barrels, as well as charging their draws a steeper price to get there. Anyhow, the turn is where the decision point in the hand is made. Both the nuts straight and flush draw were filled, so how do we proceed? Our three options here are to barrel, check raise, or check fold. I don't consider check calling an option here because our hand looks like a set, and he can play perfectly against us on the river. Well, let's take a second to think backwards through the hand. It's unlikely he has made hands, because not only do I have blockers to the two biggest sets, but generally a lot of players like to put in a raise on the flop on these types of boards when they have top set, even though peeling in position with a set here isn't a bad option. So given that sets and made hands are discounted, let's assume that basically any draw he peeled with on the flop got there on the turn. Would he ever check back a straight or a flush? It's possible he would try to pot control with a straight, but I don't think he ever checks back a flush in this spot. Most players try to protect their hands against sets and two pairs, so they'll generally lean towards making a standard value bet in these spots. And using the same reasoning, some players will even bet a bare straight to protect against a set as well. Given everything I just said, my read at the time was that he would fire with almost 100% of his range on the turn, which makes check raising a much better option than barreling. If we decide to barrel, he'll probably just call us down with a 10 or a queen high flush, but if we check raise, we look much stronger, and we also get to scoop the dead money from his bet on the turn. Plus, we get to leverage our stack for the threat of future bets, because most of the time when players check raise in spots like this, they put in the rest of their stack on the river. If we fire another barrel, he might peel one more time to see if we fire another barrel on the river, get stubborn, and then call off his stack with the queen or the 10 high flush. But check raising this amount allows us to leverage our entire stack without having to actually put any more money into the pot. Last, we'll go over this in more detail in Lesson 12, but for now, just realize that turn check raises get much more credit than flop check raises, which makes blocker bluffs in spots like this very profitable. Overall, the main thing you want to take away from this hand is that it's always important to pay attention to what their continuing range in the hand is. What I mean is that he can bet the turn with a very wide range, but only continue to our aggression with a very small percentage of it.